Good morning, everyone. I, Arjun Arora, take it as my utmost honor and privilege to extend a hearty welcome on behalf of School of Law to GD Goenka International Virtual Law and Technology Moot Court Competition 2021. Through our distinctive legacy, GD Goenka Moot Court Competition has reaped a reputation par excellence, and as an event that revels in the talent of all its participants, their jaw-dropping individuality and uniqueness. Being our second edition, we hope that you have the most exciting and the most competitive 2 days ahead. I would now request Professor Dr. Tabrez Ahmed Sir, Vice Chancellor GD Goenka University and Dean School of Law, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Thank you, Arjun. Let me welcome you all in the inaugural function of the second GDGU International Virtual Law and Technology Moot Court Competition 2021. We are honored to have the presence of Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Mishra for gracing the occasion. Sir, thank you very much for joining the session and finding time from busy schedule. We also have the Professor S.C. Raina, Professor Ved Kumari, Mr. Devesh Vats, Mr. Sanjay Sahai, Dr. Pawan Duggal, Dr. Triveni Singh, and Advocate Amit Kapoor. We welcome you all in the inaugural function of the 2 days event. In fact, we have seen a lot of interest all over the world.
Not audible. Sound missing.
I think it's got disconnected.
To organize the second.
Excuse me, sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
सर ना उसमें नहीं बी ब्लॉक में नहीं है ई ब्लॉक में अगर सर ने बोला तो सर का वो
to have the kind of lot of.
Excuse me, sir, your voice is breaking.
for an unstable connection.
I've already reached out to him. I mean,
the public school, CBSE board school. So we have. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir, your voice was breaking. Are you here with us?
So I welcome you all once again in the inaugural function. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I would now request Dr. Pawan Duggal, sir, founder cum honorary chancellor, Cyber Law University and Advocate Supreme
Arjun, please
Court,
go ahead.
and Advocate Supreme Court, to please address the gathering. Sir, please.
Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Mishra, distinguished panelists, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a very special day, primarily because the pandemic has taught us that we have to now live with each passing day as it comes. So once the last 18 months have taught us that life has changed irreversibly, that change applies across the board for all stakeholders. And therefore, mooting logically should also go ahead and transform itself into a cyber avatar. That was the thought process where we decided that we should organize this international virtual moot court competition on technology and the law. Actually, the legal profession is one profession that's changed the least in the last 200 years. But I can promise you, this particular profession is being now pushed to change the most in the last 18 months. Now, well, as of now, yesterday, there was news that the Delhi High Court has again pushed the physical hearings back to 1st of October, and still virtual hearings will be the de facto mode. So in a scenario like this, at a time when the third wave is looming large on the horizon, it's but natural to expect that lawyers will now have to hone their skill sets in such a manner so that they can actually ride on the wave of technology. But herein lies a huge problem, primarily because while COVID has pushed almost all of us into becoming not just global authors, global transmitters, and global distributors of data, but more significantly has pushed us into an ecosystem where primarily we do not exactly know what's happening. Every 11 seconds, we find some company or the other getting to be a victim of ransomware attack. In a scenario like this, where all kinds of untoward elements are happening, the rise of the darknet is actually signaling a not so important or significant perspective from the viewpoint of governments, but definitely an important catalyst from the viewpoint of the common users. The darknet is now propelling a majority of users on the superficial world to leave the superficial net and go on to the darknet, because we have begun to start realizing that the world is changing. And while fear and panic were two important elements in our life in the last 18 months, there was quietly things happening that we did not really think of. In my latest book, New Cyber World Order Post-COVID-19, I've argued that by the time the countries are victorious against the current and subsequent wave of COVID-19 infections, we will enter into a new cyber age, where a new cyber world order would be awaiting us. This will be the world order where states will become very powerful, where cybercrime will be your default daily companion, and where increasing cybersecurity breaches will be the new normal. In a scenario like this, it becomes even more relevant that all digital stakeholders must hone their digital skills. And the same principle equally applies in the context of lawyers, lawyering, and law students as well. Well, last almost 1 year or so, law students have been just doing classes online. Well, the online classes are not necessarily the same equivalent as the physical classes, but nonetheless have been a great learning curve. And logically, it's but natural to expect that this pandemic is going to be with us for the next few years. And therefore, this new ground reality of video conferencing as a methodology of not just dispensation of justice, but also an intrinsic tool in the administration of justice will be a new ground reality. In a scenario like this, therefore, it becomes very important that law students must be in a position so as to get the latest hands-on as to how they need to use technology through video conferencing, how they need to interact with the judges. In the actual world courtrooms, it's a different ball game altogether. Why? Because the judge and you are seeing each other. It's your body language. It's a small gesture. It's a small movement of the eye. It's a small pause, a small silence, or a raising of the voice, or the intonation of the voice, which can help as effective tools to the lawyers in communicating their viewpoints to the judges and in arguing their respective matters. However, those very requisite nuances tend to get lost in this technology pipeline that we are currently in. Because technology is not very stable, we begin to start realizing we'll end up losing connections, our connections are unstable. Half the time, what we say may not be heard by the judge. That presents an immense amount of practical challenges from the perspective of lawyers. And therefore, if law students can get to understand these teething problems that the legal profession is facing, they are almost at the cutting edge of evolution as lawyers are concerned. Because please understand, you are law students who are doing this moot court. You are just at the same level as a 30-year-old lawyer who has not yet worked into technology and who is now trying to understand technology and trying to be up to speed as to what these new technologies mean. So in a scenario like this, we have to be very clear. Cyber law is going to be our lifelong companion. And every activity that we do online will have legal ramifications. We need to be understanding. So even the lawyers who are arguing through the video conferencing will have to be mindful of this stuff. And finally, I think as we go forward, I like to conclude by two important, profound characteristics of the internet that almost all stakeholders must realize in today's ecosystem. Number one, the internet as a paradigm never sleeps. It works on a 24/7 basis. Number two, internet as a phenomenon never forgets. Whatever you publish in whatever manner is going to be there for a long, long period of time. So if we understand these two basic characteristics, that I think could be a great opportunity for us to go ahead and unravel the mysteries of cyberspace. I'm very, very thankful that GD Goenka University gave us an opportunity at Cyber Law University, which is an online education platform, which is providing its various courses to different students and professionals across the world to participate and be a supporter and part of this international moot court competition on law and technology. We have more than 26,400 students from 173 countries, speaking 52 national languages, who do our courses. And our learnings are that there is a great pent-up demand, a hunger for people to polish their skill sets. Hopefully, this moot court is going to help all the budding lawyers to go ahead and shine and go ahead and, shall I say, refine their lawyering skills in this moot court. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you so much, sir. We have amongst us today Vice Chancellor, National Law University, Odisha, Professor Ved Kumari, ma'am. We are honored to have you with us today, ma'am. I would now like to invite ma'am to enlighten us on the essence of mooting in a law school. Ma'am, please.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this competition. As all competitions go, there will be some winners, but in my understanding, and I've said this to every batch of my students over so many decades, that what we classified that I did not win in the competition was when you start from the preparation stage, you start winning more information, more confidence, more skills. And as Pawan was saying, that in this competition, you learn many more skills than you would otherwise. And I think as teachers also, we are also learning. When I am now speaking, hopefully, you are feeling that I'm talking to you because I'm looking at the camera. But when I do that, I do not see how you're responding. And that's my biggest challenge with a teacher. As a mooter also, you will have the same challenge that we have been saying communication is through body language. And one of the components is eye contact. There's no way we can have an eye contact on this platform. So here now I'm looking at Pawan, and I know it's not looking that I'm looking at Pawan because I'm looking at this picture. So his picture appears in certain part of my screen. When I look at him, it seems like I'm looking to the left, but I'm actually looking at him. And I think these are the little nuances which one has to cater to. And also I'm from an age when we had no TV. There was just no TV when we were children. So we were all attuned to working on the radio. There was this chat programs on radio. You will have a dial in and there is a live conversation. So we were used to that. We are back to that after 60 years. That now when I talk to my students, they're all on just audio, if at all, even not audio. So I'm talking to a screen as a monologue, and some students participated very exceptionally with the video on. So we have to really improve our listening skills. as a lawyer, that is a very important skill in any case. But in the moot court competition, it becomes even much more important, because if you miss out on what the other student lawyer is speaking at this point of time, you are not able to respond to what they are saying. And certainly as lawyers, we need to listen to the other side, we need to listen to our clients, we need to, so active listening is a very important skill. And in this scenario of cyber spaces, conversations, I think that has become very, very crucial. It was not easy to continuously listening, even to our, we are aware of it. In the classrooms, even when seeing the teacher, it's not easy to listen. Our minds goes off. When our visual clue was not there, it's even harder to keep your attention there. But I would suggest to all of you, pay attention. And I think that's what I was saying, that when you start preparing for this moot court, and any moot court for that matter, you are working towards improving a skill which is very essential to become a successful lawyer, even a more successful judge. Lawyers still get to speak at some stages, and the judges do not, unless they're invited to the law school. And we know that that's the time when judges, of course, the judges speak through their judgments, but in the actual world, there is much less chances of speaking for the judges than it is for the lawyers. And certainly when the lawyers become judges, I do not know how do they do that change, that from being the active speakers, they have to then become the active listeners. And as students, we have to learn both these skills, the ability to speak, the ability to learn. So when you participate, the confidence you get, the exposure you get is much richer than the ultimate prize you get. If you get that, that's Sone Pe Suhaga, as we say it. But that does not mean that when we did not have the Suhaga, you're still the goal. And I really appreciate all the students who come up with a lot of preparations, who spend hours and hours and really burn the midnight oil preparing, hoping to win. And when they do not, they lose their heart. They feel very bad about it. My conversation is usually to those students, because they must learn that how much have they gained in that losing. They've gained many friends. They've met many people. They've heard many things which they did not think about. So I think there's so much learning in it that there are no losers in any competitions. There may be winners of the prizes, but there are no losers. And I wish you all the very best. And certainly the best team wins according to the rules of the competition. But the rules of competitions are limited to only competition. They are not rules of life. In the real life, people win with their optimism, with their continuous hard work, and always learning new things every single day. And this is a great opportunity. And I really give you my best wishes. Best wishes to the university also for the success of this great competition, a very, very widely participated competition from many parts of the world. Congratulations to everyone who is participating today and tomorrow in this competition. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I now invite Mr. Sanjay Sahai, sir, former Additional Director General of Police, Computer Wing, Government of Karnataka, to enlighten us with the importance of professional demeanor during mooting. Sir, please.
See, before I start, I think you got the topic wrong for me. It is the importance of knowledge in the AI era. So with that correction, I'll start with my small speech, lecture, whatever you call it, in 5 minutes generally is a very short time for me. Nonetheless, I'll try to put some thoughts on the platform today so that it becomes thought-provoking for you. So first and foremost, I thank the organizers of second GDGU International Virtual and Technology Moot Court, the organizers for having invited me, and especially Mr. Pavan Duggal and the Vice Chancellor of the university to have thought me to be competent enough to address a gathering of lawyers. I'm not a professional lawyer. I come from a police background and presently I'm a tech entrepreneur. So what is AI? Generally, I define things where I get into in the public domain, and for me, AI is when cognition hits a computing machine, AI is born. When cognition hits a computing machine, AI is born. So when to compute, you put cognition, that is the starting of artificial intelligence. How it will grow up, where it is, that is a different story altogether. So as Pawan Duggal said, we are in a digital immersion age. So we are completely immersed in technology, whether we accept it or we don't accept it. And the future of our existence, our capability, our domain knowledge will be completely intertwined with technology. It cannot be interdependent of technology. What is a professional today? Professional today is half of domain and half of technology. If you're not able to get this mix of the domain and technology, you remain an outsider. Whether you are an investment banker or a judge or a lawyer or you are an entrepreneur, you might be anything you feel like. There's a long old story of Asian Paints that they implemented SAP ERP platform, I think way back in 90s, investing 8 crores. And they are reaping the benefits thereof even today. So what is knowledge today? Our understanding, and as we grew up and we being in the late 50s, so we realized it is books and whatever we are imparted in college and schools. And slowly the whole knowledge concept shifted to expertise, hands-on, something which is even beyond you. So knowledge today, there has been a paradigm shift. So now what we are looking for is actionable knowledge. That is the hunger. Actionable knowledge is the hunger. And lots of stuff which we did all throughout our professional career, I don't think that will be acceptable today. The other day I was discussing with Pawan Duggal regarding computer-assisted legal services. There are lots of areas where you find slightly truncated or you don't have that capability and computer will assist you. So we are in a watershed moment of the legal profession or law. And the watershed moment will decide as to which way we move further. So the law of the future of the law, I think that is being decided today. And AI being the apex technology, somehow we have slowly got into a thought process that AI will deliver us way beyond that what we can think of, and that we can be completely dependent on AI. So that process, I think, still will take a long time. And the whole prediction and the prophecy of Singularity University in the US, which is a leading AI university. So they came up with a paper, I think 3-4 years back, where they commented that in next 6-7 years, 60-70% of the lawyers in the US will lose their jobs. And they give comparisons of your travel agents, of your accountant. I think in the near future also auditors will have to go in a manner which accountants went and the travel agents went. Suffice to say that we are moving in an age where AI will complement and supplement your existence. So that is the age we are moving in, and anything mechanical, anything which we thought like say a bill application and things of that nature, or you just collated some figures, some fact which is readily available and you present it before a court of law, I think that will become a mechanical support, a technical support which can be given by the artificial intelligence tool. As we start with, as we move further, it will certainly become a totally different sort of a tool. So presently, the support which we get from artificial intelligence is more so what we understand in the terms of compute. As we move further, the compute will become cognition. Today also, if you're looking for a needle in the haystack, there is a business intelligence which I keep talking about over and over again. So if you are looking for a case, say in Germany, related to ransomware in 2021 related to a steel company, and what were the sightings therein and what was the judgment thereof. Or you take of a case of FBI versus Apple and all the technologies involved and where it went and why FBI did not pursue it further. It will be very difficult for anybody to find out to the nitty-gritty of whatever is required when you present in a court of law and where you are in for a litigation and you want to sort it out the favor of your client. So these are the challenges which will be sorted out by artificial intelligence. You have to decide between whether it is a creative lawyer or it is a mechanical lawyer, and the creative lawyer will see the light of the day. AI is nothing new. AI started since 1956. We have gone through lots of changes. where we call as the winter of AI or the inflection point of AI. Today, we are in the biggest inflection point of AI because we are able to capture data to a humongous level. We are able to store data. We are able to compute data. And we have machine learning and artificial intelligence tools who can provide us the correlation, which can provide us the patterns and which can also provide us the prediction. So we are in a stage of potent AI where AI is coming to our help and it is also coming and supporting us in a manner which we want. As we move further, we are looking for the next level of AI, what we call as the general artificial intelligence, and the final frontier, which we call as the super artificial intelligence, which might take another 50, 60 years or might be more. So technology becomes the driver. What we thought till today is that the law, the public policies, the rules, your subsidiary laws, and lots of SOPs and all that, they were the drivers. Unfortunately, we have realized in last 5, 7 years that technology is the driver and we have to align to technology by way of law, by way of data protection, by way of whatever other things. Because GDPR has been in existence for last, I think, nearly 3 years. And the impact which it has made in data protection, being the gold standard of the world data protection law, I think we have not achieved much. So this is where we stand. And we have to take a call. The black box AI or a AI where your business intelligence, your acumen, your thought process, your legal acumen is also factored in that artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is nothing which is, so to say, an abstract sort of a thing. Unless our thing is not factored in, that AI will not be of any great use. And this is what has been brought forth in a book by Mark Stegmark on Life 3.0, Being Human in the Age of Artificial Intelligence. So broadly, the way what we decided for the nuclear technology and the nuclear weapons and the nuclear capability, I think AI is also moving in that direction. Suffice to say that in 2 recent cases, from the law investigating, the investigative agencies to literally anybody in the criminal ecosystem, the criminal judicial ecosystem. So there we have one case of Colonial Pipelines in the US, another case of JBS, which is the biggest meat supplier in the world. And those ransomware attacks ended in $5 million and $11 billion of ransom payment. And still they're not sure of the fact that they will be attacked again. Suffice to say that in this whole complex scenario in which we are in, artificial intelligence in cybersecurity, in law, in large number of areas would be the tool which will assist us, complement us, supplement us to become much better professionals. But the catch is whether we are also a part of that exercise of the growth of artificial intelligence in our domain, in our area. If we grow together in a synthesized manner, we will be able to develop tools which will be for our help and which will be help to, I think, literally anybody in the criminal justice system and the legal system here or anywhere in the world. The other important fact is that if you miss out on these things, it is not country specific. So law today is also global, though laws are for the particular nation. So those capabilities and that expertise, if you are not able to fulfill here, might be there will be agencies which will move in, as it has happened in the IT sector. So that reality is also there. I feel that this is the right moment to have come up with this sort of a moot court, and that law and technology are intertwined, and that knowledge today is dependent on artificial intelligence to a considerable degree. Artificial intelligence is the apex technology of the age, and whosoever wins the artificial technology race will be the winner of the world. That will be the next superpower. That is absolutely decided. Law cannot be a laggard in adopting and consuming technology for the betterment of justice delivery system globally. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. To enlighten us on the art of legal research, we have amongst us Professor S.C. Raina, sir. I would now request, sir, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Arjun, it seems Rana sir is not available. You can go ahead. The next speaker.
All right, sir. Not an issue. I would now request Mr. Amit Kapoor, sir, Joint Managing Partner, J. Sagar Associates, to address the gathering and enlighten us on the importance of international virtual law and technology. Sir, please.
He is not connected.
I think he's not connected. You could proceed.
All right. I would now request Mr. Devesh Vatsa, sir, Air CMDE, Vayu Bhavan, Air Force, to enlighten us on the essence of professional demeanor and discipline since college life. Sir, please.
Jai Hind, everybody on the bridge. I'm Air Vice Marshal Devesh Vats, Commandant, Software Development Institute, Bangalore. I think I'm the only one who doesn't know a bit about this law, but I can tell you one thing which you have given a subject to me which I have to speak upon. Professional demeanor in physical world has got a lot of meaning. When you are in a corporate meeting or any other meeting, how your body is also communicating, which is very important and was highlighted by my dear friend, Dr. Dugal, who has mastered this art, how to present yourself in a meeting or in a talk where your body is also communicating something. To be a successful person in your life, both the things, professional demeanor as well as discipline, takes you heights in your career, whether it's academics or whether it's business. And I'm sure all the people who have been speaking before me and who will come after me, they're all people who are achievers in life. And I'm very, very sure and very, very confident that these people may not be sitting here if their professional demeanor and discipline was not of the highest standard. Since the college days, if we see when we come from a school where discipline is ingrained into you, and if you don't follow the rules and code of conduct of the school or the class, you are punished. This means it is reinforced into you. Same happens in the armed forces, where I come from. You come and join, and first you become a soldier, and then you become a professional in a domain which has been given to you. While you come to the college, that kind of constraint is removed. So now here it comes that discipline comes into play, which is self-discipline. Now nobody is trying to police you. It is you who have to exercise all kind of rules and code of conduct to improve upon yourself and become a high quality professional, which will help you in your professional life. This is the aspect which comes while you are graduating to postgraduate and getting a doctoral degree. While you are doing a PhD or you are doing an MTech, the teachers are only supporting you. So if you don't inculcate this discipline part in yourself, so it will not take you those heights which you desire so. So when you are doing MTech, there are little guidance from the teachers. But while you're doing your PhD, doctorate, you are left alone. If you have not inculcated this discipline in your college life, on your school life, you will not succeed and you will not become a high quality professional like the people who are sitting on the panel today, starting from Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Mishra sir and all the professors of high repute and high caliber, and people coming from the field of police, my friend Dr. Sahai, my friend Dugal sir, everyone. I have been watching these people speaking on a public forum. Both the things, the discipline and professional demeanor, is absolutely top grade and top class. And professional demeanor also talks about one more thing, that while you are interacting with people, you must understand them. You must have compassion for them. You must understand their need before you open up. Your body language should say that you are also receiving what they are saying. And you also are transmitting in a manner which is received by the other party. And the virtual world, it is very, very important because as brought out by Dr. Sanjay Sahai and brought out by Dr. Duggal, that while you are in a virtual environment, especially you are talking about the mooting part in the court when you are giving an argument, your body language, your stress on the words, the way you speak and how your body is also communicating to the judge carries a very, very big meaning. It may fall in your favor or it may go against you. Same thing happens in the virtual world. So my suggestion to all the students who are listening to this on the bridge, you must work hard and you must be conscious of your professional demeanor and you must master this art because it is very, very important, especially because you are a lawyer who have to speak in front of the judge and fight your case. As well as you have to inculcate a self-discipline in you so that you don't waste your time here and there. You concentrate on your professional competence, professional knowledge. In the world of IT, it is very important to understand the digital skill set which each individual have to have because you cannot live without using your laptops, your smartphone. Right now, I am talking to you while I'm moving. But you must also understand, which has been very, very nicely highlighted by Dr. Duggal as well as Dr. Sanjay Sahai, that cyberspace which we are using is highly vulnerable. So while you are on a meeting, ensure that nobody enters into from, because the meeting has not been securely, configured. If you have given a password, the password should be given to that individual only who is supposed to attend. So there are mechanisms, there is a technique how to safeguard yourself while you are conducting in a virtual environment. And as I will agree what Sanjay Sahai has said about the artificial intelligence, I'll just take a minute on that because this is a favorite subject of mine as well. Artificial intelligence is being used heavily by the people for various activities which are going to help us in healthcare, robotics, speech, anything in every field today. Is why we are having a driverless buses, we are having a computer assisted program. And if I say Industrial Revolution 4 was adopted by HDFC, when they left from web and phone assistance from the, they moved to robotic assistant, IRA, they call it. And they use the IBM produced Watson computer, You must understand that while you are doing so, the hacker community is also utilizing the artificial intelligence so that whatever you do and you secure your systems using the AI, they are also using the AI to counter that. So it's a dual-edged sword. But the learning will never stop. We have to migrate and we have to adopt the technology to survive in this post-digital era. We are now not in digital era, we are now post-digital era. And this is very important because this has become an integral part of our life. I thank you everybody for allowing me to speak on this forum and congratulations to all the participants. And I wish everybody a grand success. And this mooting will definitely help you out. As Dr. Duggal said, virtual court is the call of the day when we are moving into the era of, say, post-pandemic, and that is a wave 3 is coming. We don't know whether we will be ever remain physical in times to come. Thank you very much and Jai Hind. All the very best.
Thank you so much, sir. Indeed, the technology has become an integral part of our lives. Moving forward, court mannerism plays an important role in a law student's life in becoming an effective person in the field. I would now like to invite Professor B.T. Kaul, sir, former chairman, Delhi Judicial Academy, to enlighten us on the importance of court mannerism since law school days. Sir, please.
Arjun sir could not join.
Oh. Okay, no problem. I would now request Dr. Triveni Singh Sir, Superintendent of Police Cyber Crimes, Uttar Pradesh Police, to address the gathering on how important it is to accept positive and negative outcomes of efforts made. Sir, please.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Jain sir, there are two my senior, Vat sir and Sahaj sir. Sir Jain sir. So I'm really thankful to GT Goenka University and Cyberlaw University that they have given me this opportunity to express my thought. Now, as of now, I feel that everything is cyber. There are cyber cops, cyber liar, and cyber criminals, cyber court, cyber technology. Each and everything is cyber. And I also feel that each and every crime is cyber enabled, technology enabled. There is no crime in which technology is not involved. Either IMEI is talking to IMEI, or MAC-ID is talking to MAC-ID, IP address is talking to some other IP address, number talking to number, mail ID talking to some mail ID. So everything is, everything is cyber enabled, technology enabled. And that's why I say that there is huge opportunity for cyber liar, because now earlier they used to study only CRPC, IPC, Indian Evidence Act and some minor acts. Now they need to focus on cyber crime, technology part. And unless and until they understand that technology in 360 degrees, they cannot argue in the court. Let me go by the statistics first. In the last 2 years, in 24 months, we have got more than 70,000 cases. 70,000 cases. I am talking only about Uttar Pradesh Police. So, 70,000 victims from UP alone. It's documented. It's not, I'm not talking about those cases which are unreported, I'm talking about those which have been lost somewhere, either in form of complaint or in form of FIR. So you can imagine in last 24 months, 70,000 cases. There has to be need of cyber liar who can argue in the court on the basis of technology, because it's all cases where technology and financial technology, and the network technology, internet technology, everything is involved. And if you have sound knowledge of technology, like you understand telecommunication technology, financial technology, which is involved in financial transaction like core banking system, wallet, payment gateway, how this entire ecosystem operate, how the money laundering is done, unless and until you understand the technology, you won't be good for anything at least in court. And if you understand the technology, definitely it will be your added advantage, not to added advantage. You can win any court, because in 99% of the cases, the ground reality is that cyber forensic is not being used. Cyber cops, they do not understand technology. Even I'm talking about prosecutors, I'm talking about judges, they do not understand the technology. So those cyber liars who understand technology, they can get first mover in advantage. Unfortunately, this IT Act came into 2001, and in last 20 years, we have not enabled ourselves to understand technology. I always talk with senior officers in the police, even the prosecution wing, or even the judiciary, they do not understand what in fact this technology term that is included into the Information Technology Act means. If somebody is talking about somebody, it's a case of hacking or ransomware attack, cryptocurrency, they do not have understanding of. Earlier, we used to get cases related with simple cybercrime cases, like somebody compromise your mail ID, somebody compromise your Facebook ID, and somebody on the basis of OTP, they siphoned away some money from your account. Now, the technology crime is getting more and more sophisticated, and the most brilliant lot, they are coming into this domain. As Sanjay Sahaj told, that AI-enabled crime. Earlier we used to get simple cybercrime cases. Now, being I am superintendent of police, Uttar Pradesh cyber wing. So I see that there are cases related to ransomware attack are coming. cryptocurrency fraud are coming, some defect, the criminals are using defect technology to morph your image, to create your synthetic image. Such kind of crime is, lots of data breach cases are coming, and if you want to understand what is data breach, then you have to understand the entire, data architecture, then data center, then the communication network, all that, and only then you can see, you can investigate it, because investigating part has become more and more difficult because of technology involved. Unless and until you understand how the website is operated, what is the basic architecture of a domain, how to get it, where to get the logs from, and how to analyze it. So everything has become techno-intensive. Unless and until you are technology, you do not understand technology in its totality, you cannot be a good cyber cop, you cannot be a good investigator, you cannot be a good lawyer, you cannot be a good prosecutor, even you cannot be a good judge. You should have the understanding how to appreciate this criminal technology evidences, In most of the cases, even my team, they gather information from open source tool, and they use advanced tools to do the analytics and all that. So now everything is so complicated without technology knowledge, without technology, whatever domain you may be in, you cannot be successful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Today we have amongst us Honorable Justice Deepak Mishra, sir. It is our utmost honor and privilege to have him with us today. I would now request Honorable Justice Deepak Mishra, sir, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Professor Ahmad, the Vice Chancellor of GD Goenka University, Mr. Pavan Dugal, Chancellor of Cyber Law University, Professor Dr. Ved Kumari, Vice Chancellor, National Law University, Odisha, other distinguished personalities, and my friends in law, the dear students. I am extremely delighted that both the universities have collaborated to conduct during this pandemic the International Law and Technology Moot Court Competition 2021. It's a great achievement. First, let me give some emphasis on technology, and then I will try to relate it with the law, and thereafter I will talk to the students about the primary principles of moot court competition. Virtual moot court is an extremely significant facet in the advanced technology. New technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analysis, predictive analytics have become absolutely inevitable. At this juncture, I must tell you, artificial intelligence should never be treated as a winter of discontent. It should be treated as the spring of the contentment. Simultaneously, do not over-romanticize artificial intelligence. Do romanticize. Artificial intelligence cannot grow to that extent where you have been gifted intuitive intelligence, which a genius has, like Lord Denning, Chief Justice Marshall, from the field of science, Einstein, Newton, from the history, Cicero, from philosophy, Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, many others. As far as technology is concerned, during this era and otherwise, it has the potentiality to make law a matter of public access. As all of you know, access to justice is a facet of Article 21. Sans this technology, we would have been in a bad position or no position to have access to justice. All of you must be knowing the courts are functioning, the arbitral proceedings are going on, and there is a paperless environment in this technological atmosphere. I will emphasize on collaborative technology. That concept has never been as high and popular as it is today. Remote working, online courts, e-libraries, digitized workplaces, digital signatures, case management, document management, and knowledge management. That's more important. Solutions are become absolutely non-negotiable. Most dispute resolution processes have become ODR based, that is online dispute resolution process using Information and Technology Act. For the progress of technology, two things are extremely significant. One is the structure process. And second, in that compartment, I would like to put standardized templates, building systems to shift from people dependency to technology dependency, and the change of mindset. A mindset is required to change, as that is extremely inevitable. There are 7 categories which are necessary, 7 qualities which are absolutely peremptory. First, attitude to learn. Second, abandonment of any kind of hesitation and fear. Third, acceptance of technology as a laser beam. Fourth, cultivation of incentives with urge to achieve success. Fifth, creation of conducive atmosphere by all stakeholders, including state assistance in the remote areas. Sixthly, development of awareness as regards cyber security, which has been given a lot of emphasis upon by my previous speakers. Seventhly, appreciation of nuances of cyber crime, what the gentleman from police from Uttar Pradesh was speaking. You must understand the nuances. Now, to control cyber crime and also understand cyberspace, what is the requirement of the present humanity and each sovereign country. First, there has to be cyber safety. That is the main mantra. Second, development of cyber legal jurisprudence. Third, international common principle, because cyberspace, cybercrime do not know boundaries. Fourthly, nation maintaining its sovereignty must try to preserve and protect cyber security. And there has to be data protection, having respect to fundamental rights and the data protection law. With the technology, we grow and we cannot be oblivious of it. Now, coming to the concept of mooting, I would like to tell my dear students, remember what Roscoe Pound said with regard to lawyers. You are the future lawyers. A lawyer's profession, or for that matter, a law is a practical spirit of public service. You are there for public service. That is why I always maintain judiciary is an institution of serviceability. If you want to become a good lawyer, you must develop an attitude to serve the cause of justice. Second, you should get into wedlock with hard work and, my young dear friends, with tremendous conviction. And that conviction should be built with humility and respect, not with aggression and or unnecessary force. Remember, when you fight a case or participate in a moot court competition, losing battles hardly matters. Your intention must be to win the war. Small battles do not matter in life. You should also accept your own limitation. Crossing limitation or not accepting limitation will take you nowhere. A lawyer or a student of law must possess 5 qualities. 1, patience. 2, perseverance. 3, politeness. 4, punctuality. And 5, passion for knowledge. Today you are having a virtual moot court. It's different than a physical moot court. There you have the glory in a different way. Here you have the glory in a different way. But you must keep in mind what mooting requires. A mooting requires articulation. 2, substance and content. 3, propositional presentation. 4, syllogistic pattern and point arrangement. Last, conceptualization of basic ratiocination, meaning how do you really logically build the thread with confidence. Before parting, I must thank the organizers who have organized this virtual international moot court, and I wish all the groups equal good luck and best of luck. All of you may not succeed, but as far as I am concerned, my wishes, my best wishes are proportionately same with all of you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I would now like to call upon Professor Dr. Azim Khan Patel. GD Goenka University, to propose a vote of thanks. Sir, please.
Thank you, Arjun. Indeed, I once again express my gratitude to this entire galaxy of the stalwart and Khan, Professor of Law and Head of the Department, School of Law, GD Goenka. I propose the vote of thanks for this second GD Goenka University International Virtual Law and Technology Moot Court competition in association with Cyber Law University. Indeed, it is a very important theme and very important area for the 21st century. And this law and technology, how exactly it is growing and how, the different nuances of the technology that has to be imbibed, in the legal process and in the justice administration. So with that particular objective, in association with Cyber Law University, GD Goenka School of Law is going ahead with this second GD Goenka University International Moot Court competition. I express my heartfelt gratitude to all the stalwarts and the galaxy of these all speakers. I am very much grateful on behalf of School of Law GD Goenka to Honorable former Chief Justice Mishra for his benign presence and indeed guiding to our students and participants who have gathered from all over the world in this second international competition as an edition. Indeed, his word of wisdom is encouraging and inspiration for all of us. I'm so much grateful and thankful to you, sir, for taking out time from your very busy schedule. I'm so much thankful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Tabriz Ahmed, who has also given the opportunity for this entire
So you're not audible.
And venture Moot Court competition. I'm also Professor Dr. Ved Kumari. Kapoor, Joint Managing Partner, J. Sagar Associates. I'm also thankful to Professor Dr. S.C. Rana. I'm also thankful on behalf of entire School of Law and entire organizing committee. I'm also thankful to Mr. Devesh Vats, Air Comrade and Air Headquarter Air Force. Indeed, for his word of wisdom as a special invitee for this second international Moot Court competition. And I'm also thankful to Mr. Trivedi Singh, IPS Superintendent of Police Cyber Crimes, Uttar Pradesh, for his word of wisdom for this entire, the participants and entire gathering. I'm also thankful to entire organizing committee and faculty in charge, Mr. Shreyas, Dr. Dakshita, Dr. Ishita, and all students member, including Arjun and other, for organizing successfully this particular inauguration and inaugural session. I'm also thankful to entire management of School of Law and GD Goenka University and our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Tabriz Ahmed, for giving the opportunity for this entire event. Thank you so much to all participants once again.
Thank you so much, sir. With this, we now come to the conclusion of the inaugural ceremony. We are looking forward to a constructive and fun-filled days ahead. While our participants may compete with each other for the coveted titles, we hope that post GD Goenka International Virtual Law and Technology Moot Court competition, everyone goes home a winner. Thank you all for attending the ceremony, and we hope your experience here will be remarkable and unforgettable. We wish you all a good luck. May the best team win. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.